Hey YouTube family, how are you guys doing? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of you and me checking out gear in my basement. Tonight we have a penguin. This is an Epiphone LesPaul Melodie maker. So as you can see, it's Epiphone branded, but it says LesPaul as the model on the headstock. And on the description on the website for my local Long McQuaid, they have this as the Melodie maker. And it says 2017, so I don't know if, I guess this is when they came out, it was 2017. So this is not mine. No chance in heck that I would buy this thing. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But it belongs to the music program, like the teacher at our school, and she her students broke a string on it, cheap strings, original strings. The fretboard is super grimy. The frets are, well, I don't know if they'll come up, they're almost green. I think you can see that there. And she only bought it like in May of this year. So she bought them before the end of school, then we had the summers off, and the kids started actually playing it, and yeah, it's pretty wrecked already. So I'm going to do a string change, fret polish, fretboard conditioning, and take the pickguard off, have a look under the hood just for those of you who might be interested in this, and I will give you some specs right now. So this, like I said, is called the LesPaul Melodie Maker E1. It says, the most affordable 2-pickup LesPaul ever made, with a slim, lightweight poplar body with powerful Epiphone ceramic pickups. Available in 6 exclusive colors. You have ebony, this one, heritage cherry sunburst, Pacific blue, sunset yellow, turquoise, and vintage sunburst. So, just looking quickly at the specs here. We have a slim, lightweight body design. I know they say this is poplar, but honest to God, if they told me this was a piece of plywood, I would believe it. There's no weight to this at all. Like it's ridiculously light. It feels cheap, and it looks cheap. Like it's just, I don't know. Like anyway, it is what it is. But yeah. Super light, super cheap feeling. Maybe the sound will blow us away. Who knows, right? The neck material, it says it's mahogany. Doesn't say anything about the fretboard. The fretboard kind of looks like it was painted on. Like, you see how the neck is black? So the fretboard, it kind of looks like rosewood. But if you look down here, it's like the brown color is coming off and the black is coming through. So it kind of looks to be, I don't know, man. It kind of looks to be like it's fake, whatever it is, or it's kind of just stained, maybe. Anyway, I don't know. It doesn't really say. It doesn't tell you. The neck shape is a 1960s slim taper D profile. So typical Gibson, I think. Definitely not Telecaster or Fender feeling neck, like a slim C shape. It's a bolt-on neck, 24 3/4 inch scale, typical headstock, truss rod, it says adjustable. Truss rod, adjustable. Fretboard radius is 14. Nut width is 1 11/16 at the nut. Pickguard is just a single white pickguard. There's just one ply. Nothing fancy there. It doesn't tell you what's in it for pickups. I know they're ceramic. Well, actually, it says the neck pickup is a 650 SCR. I'm not familiar with Gibson products or Epiphone products, so it doesn't say anything to me. And the bridge pickup is a 700 SCT. I'll give you some output specs on them later. 3-way switch, it doesn't say what kind. Tailpiece is wraparound. It's just a wraparound bridge. And that's it. That's it. Those are the specs. Oh, tuners. Premium covered. So these are premium covered tuners. I don't know if the covers might be premium, but the tuners feel like crap. And they are 14:1 gear ratio. So let's get right into this. Pull these strings off and see what we can do to freshen this thing up. I checked the neck. It's pretty straight actually. So I'm assuming it would have come like that because our music teacher wouldn't have adjusted the guitars. So I'm just gonna, put the cape up there, fret down here, roughly where the neck meets the body, and then fret around the 9th fret, 8th fret, and there's very little movement. So that tells me, once you make a straight edge with the string, that tells me it's, the neck is pretty straight. So I'm gonna leave it there, but the action is still quite high. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty high there. So I am going to lower the action once I put the new strings on just a bit, just to see if I can get it maybe playing a little better for the kids at school, and to check everything, make sure everything's tight, and rock and roll. Oh, the nut. I'm just looking at the nut. This is a plastic nut. You can feel it. It's really, you can tell just by touching it on this one. It feels like a plastic ice cream container is what it feels like. So definitely, it's a 22 fret. The strings aren't really perfectly lined up. I might be able to adjust the neck a bit in the pocket, but if you have a look here, if I can if that'll come up on the camera, it's hard to get the lighting just right, but you'll notice that, let me see, the G string is a lot closer to the center dots than the D string. Right, so the D string would have to be over here for it to be the same distance. So yeah, I think maybe the neck needs to go this way a bit, like just torque it a little bit that way, just to get perfect string alignment. And you can see that the strings are all offset to the pickup pole magnets, like they're all on the outside of the poles. So we'll see if I can't maybe rectify that with the new strings and maybe a little neck adjustment, just to get it, just to get it dialed in as much as possible. These are $249.99, so $250 here in PI Canada. We have 15% tax. So you're looking at exactly $287.50 to buy this. And obviously does not come with a case or gig bag or anything else for that matter. So that's it, that's all. All right, let's get at it. All right, strings are off. Check this out. So this bridge, this is cheap. It says Epiphone on the bottom of it. So the saddles are unadjustable. They are kind of molded into the bridge. It's like one piece. The only thing you can do is use these little adjustment screws to kind of pull the bridge back or forward, or tilt it, one way or another. So I'll be curious to see how close I can get this guitar to intonate with this bridge. Wow, I don't know about this, guys, but we shall see. We shall see. So I got the strings off, obviously. I'm going to take these screws out, and I think this whole thing will pop right off because everything's mounted to it. I don't think I have to take apart anything else, and we'll check. So anyway. These turn, at least, so that's a good sign. All right, I'll take this pick guard off and we'll see what's underneath. All right, yeah, this comes right off. All right, what do you think we'll find under here for surprises? Oh, well. Not bad. So again, it's like a huge route. You could do a lot of pickup combinations in there, man. Could have some fun with that. So the route's actually very clean. I'm impressed. The route is very clean. It's not splintered. It's cut very well. Dusty as heck though, but it's good. And of course, oh, look at this. Well, I wasn't expecting that. So this is a real toggle switch. Like, it's not a cheap box switch. It's like a blade switch. That's cool. All right. Typical cheap jack, very cheap pots, and ceramic pickups. The bridge posts are grounded though. There's a ground wire right here. So that's good. And they have a little bit of shielding tape underneath the pots and stuff. So, not bad, not bad. For, you know, you can work with this for a budget guitar. Definitely work with it. Just pop this back in place right quick. I get my meter out and get you guys a reading on these pups. Try and position this so you guys can see it. There you go. I think you can see that. And we have whoa, really? Oh, that's in the middle. Wow, it's fluctuating. 2.02 in the middle. Bridge pickup is 3.91. And neck pickup is 3.95. 3.91, 3.95, and 2.02 in the middle. So very, very weak output pickups. Curious to see how they sound. Anyway, I'm gonna go try and polish up this fretboard. I'll come back to you when it's done. All right, so I was just checking the tuners on this thing. And if you pop them off, there's, you know, they're covered. These are premium covered tuners, as per the description. So you take the cover off, you can see the gears in there. But this screw here is as tight as it gets. I can't tighten it anymore. And there's still a ton of play on this shaft. So anyway, there is a little bit of grease in there though. So somebody did inject some, but I'm gonna put some synthetic grease in there and put the cover back on and hope for the best. The only other thing you can do, I mean, you could take it apart and install some shims in there maybe underneath to make this tighter. I saw my buddy Two Bike Mike do that lots of times when he was rebuilding tuners. The other thing you can do, but it won't help the shaft, but you can tighten up this little screw on the end of the tuning key, and that'll make this feel, you know, tighter, but not so much looseness in play. 3 of those were nice and snug, and 3 of them were loose, so the felt like the tuning key was, you know, loose in your hand. But and on 3 of those tuners, the shaft is super tight, and on 3 of them it's really loose. So just a quality control issue, right, with Epiphone. Anyway, I'm not really surprised. And you can see, like, you can see that gear wheel here. Look, you can see that gear wheel moving, right? So that's why the tuner is not precise. Like, there's a lot of play in that wheel. So definitely needs like a little washer or a shim or something between this backing plate and where the wheel shaft meets the plate, and that would probably snug that up. So anyway, I'll compare with one that's nice and tight to see if there's something in there, but I don't have anything at the house to fix it, so we'll make it work. All right, so here we go. Oiled fretboard. Look at those shiny frets. Look at that. So pretty. So all these tuners are loose. The only reason some of them are tight, like this one's loose. This one's nice and tight. This one's pretty tight. This one's tight. This one's tight. And this one's tight. The only reason they're tight is because this sleeve around the headstock is holding them in place. That's the only reason. But once you take the tuner out, like from the back to lubricate it, all these shafts are super loose. And they would all need some kind of shim, you know, inside the body underneath this cover like I showed you. So basically, they're going to stay that way because I'm not getting paid to do this for the school. I'm just doing it to help out the kids or whatever. So I'm not going to order a bunch of parts and try to rebuild some tuners and all that stuff. Just going to clean up, you know, lubricate, put the new strings on, set the intonation, get them ready for the up-and-coming Christmas concert, and that's it. All right, the Penguin guitar is done. So I got the strings wrapped around the bridge. I got them to line up over the pickups pretty good. I did do a slight neck adjustment. Did have to pull the bridge back to intonate correctly. Frets turned out nice. They're polished now, but they need to be sanded. They're still gritty. Like, you can feel that. They need to be recrowned and then go from there, you know. There is a huge amount of tilt back on this neck. If I put the body straight, you can see that. Tilt back goes, the tilt is quite pronounced. But the action is good all the way through. I was able to get that down. And there is some buzzing, but minimal. So acoustically, sounds like this. Now let's plug it in, get some tones. Full tone, full volume, bridge pickup sounds like this. Kind of going out of tune because the strings are stretching. This thing weighs 5.7 pounds. 5.7 pounds. It's light. Pickups sound terrible. Middle position. There are no fret sprouts. The edges of the frets are kind of sharp a little bit, like if you push right on the edge and kind of slide all the way up, you know. But if you follow the edges of the neck, like there's nothing. Like it doesn't, you don't feel them at all. And playing it, you don't feel them. So they could be rounded off, I guess, maybe with a little sandpaper if one was to do a crowning, fret leveling and stuff, just to get these frets perfect. But as is, it's playable out of the box. So for a budget guitar, for someone who's learning, or you want something really light, or you want a really cool modding platform, because there's a lot of room in there, this would be cool. You know, it's super light and plays well. The neck feels good. There's really nothing wrong with it. The price is, wow. It's almost $300 here in Canada. Almost. Tuners whole tune, but they suck. They're really poor quality tuners. Plastic nut is actually cut pretty good. Like, you know, the strings are kind of perfect in the nut, really. Like, there's not a whole lot of space. No, they feel good right at the first fret. So it's good, but you probably need to lubricate it, which I'm going to do before I send it back to school. It'll lubricate the nut slots. It's easy to play because it's 24 3/4 inch scale. This wraparound bridge is, you probably want to change that eventually. It's okay. It's just fair. There's got to be something better out there. These volume pots are nice and quiet. They work, although they're dime size. I wouldn't change them. The input jack is just your basic cheap input jack. This switch is good, really good switch. Nothing wrong there. And these pickups pretty much suck. Like they're just a cheap low output ceramic pickup. So, you know, and I don't think this body, there's nothing fancy about this body. Really square edges, no contours. This is as plain Jane as you're gonna get. But if that's what you're looking for, this is great. And if you like penguins, this is fantastic because it really looks like one. Neck pickup. I guess we didn't try that yet. Very muddy. But that's all personal opinion and preference, right? What I don't like, you guys might think sounds great. And vice versa. Intonation's pretty good. So this is the Epiphone LesPaul Melody Maker in ebony. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you have one of these, let me know what you think of them. If you like them, I would guess the quality control is pretty consistent on these. Like they're very basic. There's nothing much going on here. So it is what it is. And for someone learning or for a school, yeah, it's good. Not a big investment, and I don't think the kids could hurt it much. I would like to see a volute back here. It's very thin neck joint here. Tilted back, the truss rod's right here. There's a lot of material missing in there, and it wouldn't take much to snap this head off, I'll tell you that right now. So a nice volute would be good at the back. Other than that, you know, it is what it is. You guys take care, God bless, and I'll chat with you soon. See ya.